Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for the Nevers, the penultimate episode of the Nevers, actually, season 1, episode 5, Hanged. Before I get into it, let me take care of some business first, and we'll do it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you can hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. And I have links to my pages as well. So this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Put my face there instead. How about that? Yeah. All right. We got it. All right. So, again, like I said, this is the penultimate episode. I don't know if this is a mid-season finale next week or what's going on. I watched the preview for next week, and it said, what do they put it down as? The part 1 finale is what they said, which was kind of weird. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So 5 weeks have passed between episodes 4 and episode 5 here. Melody's been in jail for that long, for the 5 weeks. And of course, she's been found guilty. She's going to hang, and she's going to hang in public because of pretty much, well, it's because of Lord Masson, really. Lord Masson wants the touch to see what happens when you step out of line, kind of thing. And also, he just wants to pass along a message to everyone that you don't fuck around in London, kind of thing. And in the meantime, of course, we've got Amelia True, who is making plans in order to dig out whatever was talking to her, which is called Galanthe, is what we've now got a name to it. It's called Galanthe. And of course, Adair has done an x-ray of the city overhead and found where the points are to dig, where to dig for. They don't know exactly where Galanthe is, but they're going to dig down to try and get to it. They kind of have an idea of the most likely site of where it's at. So, yeah, they're going to do that. In the meantime, Mundy is, of course, preparing everything for the hanging and trying to just keep order going on, within the city, because it's getting ready to become like a powder keg. And also, on the other hand, Lord Masson is trying to increase basically chaos, and he makes a deal with the Beggar King in order to create more chaos within the city, so that the people will actually clamor for the touch to be registered. So that's what's been going on too. Is we have the mutant the Touched Registration Act going on as well, where they're requiring the touch to get registered. And of course, this is playing havoc with Swan's stuff as well. He has touch that are working for him. And of course, some of them aren't registered. And one of them injured one of his guests, who happens to be, of course, of high society, and has brought it to Monday's attention. And yeah, so you get the whole gist there. Well, we also get to the point where they're going to drill underground Mrs. True's group. And of course, Adair has to make the drill in order to drill underground so they can get down to Galanthe. Also, we get Mrs. Bidlow and the doctor there underground, and she just wants to kill whatever that thing is inside, Galanthe, which is inside the big ball there. She considers it an egg and that it's cracked. And he says, I can't do it. That egg cracked itself. Says, I can't get in there. I can't break it open. We just have to wait for it to happen. And so we find out why they're digging down below. They're actually making rail tracks in order to get that thing out of there once it does hatch, which is going to be soon. We just don't know when. Also, in the midst of making her drill, Adair has basically said, fuck this. I'm breaking Malady out. Who's with me, kind of thing. And Mrs. True's like, no, I'm going after Galantha. You're on your own. And so they kind of split factions at that point, and they're out in the courtyard of the orphanage, making their case. And we get people that split up on either side, of course, in all of this. And we only see Adair's portion when she goes to the hanging, which the colonel ends up showing up and, of course, wreaking havoc on all of this. Malady, who, despite the efforts of Miss Adair to save her, actually hangs herself and allows to see everyone to see her get hung. And on top of this, we realize it's a trap for everyone that's there. So everyone that's there to see her get hung are in imminent danger of being killed. That's what the colonel's there for. So they have electricity for some reason running along the grounds of the prison grounds there, along with a railing that everyone's holding on to watch the hanging. And of course, the colonel just basically flips the switch and electrocutes all these people that are grabbing onto the railing. And of course, Miss Adair goes in and pulls out the electric and all that stuff. Doesn't save anybody, and people are running and, of course, stampeding and stuff like that in order to get out. And chaos ensues. And on top of this, the Beggar King's men are outside, and they're waiting for these people to come stampeding out and create more of a riot so that there's more chaos within the city. So, yeah. And the whole aftermath of this is that Malady isn't even the one who died. It was the girl who had cut off her toes, who's part of Malady's crew. She had taken Malady's place when Malady was running away from Mundy. They switched places outside, and so that wasn't Malady that went back to attack Mundy. That was actually the girl without the toes, who was dressed up as Malady. And Mundy puts it all together, and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" And Malady all this time has been posing as the newspaper lady Boyle. She basically killed her and then took her place wearing a wig and false forehead and a little padded bra, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, we got stuff moving along here. And by the way, both groups in the orphanage meet up at the end with only, Harriet's pretty bad off. She got trampled. But Miss Adair's, or excuse me, Mrs. True's group looked a lot worse for the wear. There's a lot of people that are bleeding. The doctor is needing to stitch up quite a few people. And yeah, so it doesn't look like it went too well for them, but we don't get to see that until next episode of what happened with theirs and how their, I guess, business, how their plan fell apart. You didn't see the twist coming with Malady being Effie Boyle. I knew something was up when she was hanging around and they were spending a lot more time on her. And I'm like, what's going on with Boyle? Either she's touched or that's not her, is what I was thinking. And sure enough, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so it wasn't her. Especially the whole thing about the body in the in the alleyway of the woman that was dressed properly, and she says, "I've got a jacket just like that." Well, not the same jacket, which it was. Yeah. Well, not now. Yeah, I mean, a good episode. Again, I'm wondering if there's going to be backlash on this episode too, because again, Whedon was the one who directed this one. He didn't write it, but there was a lot of how should we say, some very sexually explicit stuff in the beginning of this. And with all the allegations against Whedon, there's the sexual stuff and then there's also the bullying stuff. I'm just wondering if something's going to come out at some point in time in all of this. Yeah, it just, I don't know. And I hope, like I said, I like the actors, the actresses. The story's okay. It's not bad. It's starting to pick up now at this point. We just need, I think, Whedon needs to just step aside and divorce himself from it completely and just let the showrunners go with it at this point for it to be okay. But other than that, I mean, it was a good episode. It was a decent episode, and it had a very Buffy feel to it for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't even know he directed it until the very end. And I'm like, oh, that's why it felt like Buffy, because it was directed by Whedon. So yeah, that actually made a lot of sense. So it followed a lot of the same beats as a Buffy episode. It really did. Which obviously, because that's what he does. So definitely looking forward to next week, the season, well, the part 1 finale, I guess you could say. And we're gonna see what happened with Mrs. True's group and what happened with them when they tried to go down and save Galanthe or reach Galanthe, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm hoping the finale holds up too. And like I said, I don't know if this is a mid-season finale and they're gonna do like another part 2. I've been noticing shows have been doing that recently. So, like on Netflix, you have Lupin. Lupin did a part 1 where they did 6 episodes and then they kind of stopped. And then there's going to be a part 2, and they left on a cliffhanger. And I'm fairly sure that's what we're going to get here. Is part 1's going to end on a cliffhanger. And I'm hoping that's not the case, but I'm really sure that's what's going to happen. Is we're going to get a cliffhanger at the end of the part 1 finale, which is going to suck for everybody, especially since we don't know when part 2 is coming out or if part 2 is going to come out, because we don't know what the ratings are on this at all. Yeah. But yeah, I'll watch more of it. And again, sorry I'm a little bit late, but I had to actually take a picture. I had to do my own thumbnail of this. There wasn't anything out there I could really grab. And also I had the hiccups too, like really bad. I don't know why, like about a quarter after 7, started getting the hiccups really, really bad. And I kind of figured you guys didn't want me to be hiccuping through it. And I was this close to canceling just because I wasn't able to get rid of them. And then I was able to, obviously, since I'm not hiccuping through the whole thing. Oh man. No, it was pretty bad actually. I mean, it was a whole body hiccup kind of thing. So, what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow I'm going to be off, and then and by the way, Joe Greer, your package is going to be going out tomorrow. So I got the box together. I'm actually looking at it right now. It's sitting over there, and it's ready to go. So it's being shipped out tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm off. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's Jupiter's Legacy. Jupiter's Legacy is going to be on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to be off. Friday is going to be Star Wars, The Bad Batch. Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talked about it. And just bullshit in general. That's kind of what happened yesterday. And Sunday, we roll back around again to the Nevers. We get the season finale of the Nevers. So there you go. All right. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody joining me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes all the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when we're on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, like Penn's put up there in the chat, and take a look at all the links I've got there to social media and pages. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you again on Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may have to split factions and do 2 different plans, and good God knows what else. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again on Tuesday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care. Wear those masks, get those vaccine shots if you can, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your night and have a good Monday.